It's story time. Happy Friday, everybody. Figure I'd come on here and tell you a little story. So I want to tell you about how me and my boyfriend William met. We met October 7th of 2017. We met online. We did online dating at, I believe it was Zooks. That's where we first met in 2017 online. Shockingly, I reached out to him first and we talked back and forth on the little Zooks app messenger thing, and then that led to us talking on Facebook and FaceTiming, and then we started talking on the phone and FaceTiming that way. And we talked for about, I want to say, almost 2 years before we actually physically saw each other face to face. With, us being parents and work, it was just impossible for us to meet each other because I lived in Philly, he lived in Harrisburg. So any weekend that he wouldn't have his son, I will always have my daughter, and vice versa. And traveling from Philly to Harrisburg or Harrisburg to Philly can get really expensive and time consuming. You spend a lot of time on the road because it's about a 2-hour trip. But in about almost 2 years, we met each other, we hung out, we had our first date. Everything was just really nice. We talked a lot, we spent time walking the dogs, we were talking about our future. Shockingly, not even shockingly, rude as he is, he asked me what size shoe I wear because my feet are big. I'm like size 12 and a half on a bad day, and he has little man feet. So that was kind of like the icebreaker of us hanging out because we were chilling and my sneakers were off. He's like, well, what size shoe do you wear? And was all like, yeah, you don't ask a lady her shoe size, and you don't ask her age. But he said he didn't care. So he said they was comparing our sneakers because obviously my feet were way bigger. My feet are way bigger than his. And now, been in a relationship for 2 years. This is his ongoing joke about my feet, because he just says they are so abnormal and they look like Yabba Dabba Doo Flintstone feet. Or I've been working the Underground Railroad because my feet are so big. But it's all out of love. He laughs, my mom laughs, everybody laughs because they think it's so funny because I have big feet. But we met online, we talked for a year and a half, and then we got together. We made the decision to get together. He actually asked me to be his girlfriend after I came down for a weekend visit, one of many weekend visits. And we talked about being in a relationship. What is he looking for? What am I looking for? And next thing you know, a couple days later after that visit, he was telling his mom about me, and I was inquiring like, well, what did you say to your mom, and what did your mom say? He's like, no, this is a girl I'm talking to, she's really nice, she's funny, and I'm thinking about taking it to the next level. So after that conversation, he called me and we ended up in a relationship, and everything else is history. Well, not history, but everything else is still being written. Like, I love my relationship, I love how we met, I love why we met, because we were both yearning for something, we're both missing something, we're both single parents, and our last relationship wasn't the best relationship, so we were both just sworn off relationships. So that's why we talked so long before we actually got into a relationship, because we just basically just needed each other's support, just a listening ear, someone to laugh with, someone to bounce ideas off with, frustration off with. And that's how it really worked. That's how we bonded more, because we bonded first as friends before we got into a relationship. We both were kind of looking for a relationship but wanted to take its course, and I'm glad we had that time to actually get to know each other, to laugh at each other, just to know each other in and out. And then after we did get together, that's when we introduced the kids, you know, see what their vibe is, see how they get along, because his son at the time was 10, and I believe Arby was, I want to say 6, maybe going on 7. So, you know, it's a big age difference, and she's not used to, you know, having male figures around besides her uncle, so this was a change for her. She also wasn't used to the dogs, so you know, my boyfriend, we have 2 pit bulls, so that took us to get used to. But the first weekend we all spent together was really nice, and we took the kids to the movies, and we hung out at the mall, and we had fun. Like, we didn't want to leave. I believe that trip I extended our train, so we ended up taking the last train out instead of taking the train, I believe, at like 6, so we can get back to Philly around like 8. But we ended up taking the very last train out of Harrisburg because we were just having so much fun, and we were bonding and laughing and joking, and it was just perfect. And that trip, I can't remember what month it was, but that's when he hinted around for us to move down to Harrisburg with him. And at first I thought he was just playing, and, you know, we were just talking because, you know, everybody was happy and nobody really wanted anybody to leave because, you know, we were all just comfortable enjoying each other. So I was like, yeah, like, no, I'm cool. Like, no, we just, you know, actually started being in a relationship. You know, we known each other for a while, but I'm not sure about that. You know, I still had work, and at the moment Aubrey wasn't in school yet, but she was about to start 1st grade, so I just really didn't want to uproot her till I was really sure about our relationship, since we were just starting out. But after many phone calls and many visits of him going to Philly and me going to Harrisburg, I made the decision to move to Harrisburg with my daughter, with him. It just seemed like the best decision, because in Philly I wasn't really happy with my job. My lease was up in my apartment, so I was going to move in with my sister for a little while till I figure out what I want to do. And Arby hadn't started school yet, so it seemed like it was the best time to move, and it was the summer, so, you know, I can just get up and move. I was at my job for a while, so I got the PTO. I had some savings, so we will be okay. So we made the decision to move 2 hours from home so I can be with the love of my life, and we can start our new chapter in our family together. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. We had some rough patches, just being a new couple and moving in together. So, you know, it was a trial and error period, whereas we were just trying to figure out how we cohabitate with each other, and, you know, each other's dislikes and likes, and basically just living with each other and learning each other. So it has gotten much better, and the one thing I love about him is we can talk things out no matter how mad or frustrated we are. We always talk things out and try to come up with a solution, so this won't happen again, or if it does happen again, we know how to solve it. But I'm so happy with my choice. I'm so happy that I tried online dating and it worked. Not to say he was the first person I tried to talk to online, because there have been many crazy people online. So I do, you know, if you're out there and you're trying to search for love and you just didn't find it, try online dating. It works for some people. It worked for me. Not saying that it will work for you, but it never hurts to try. And you may find the love of your life, and you may be with that person forever. I'm just really, really happy with our relationship. I'm happy and in love with William. I love our kids. I love our life. I love our crazy dogs. It's just, I wouldn't trade anything in the world for this. Love my family. Bye.